my personal experience with intuitive eating. I built one of my best physiques ever doing this. And I would say with the least amount of effort as well. You can see that right here. It's not necessarily that it was so amazing. It's just that the amount of effort I put in versus what I got from it was just completely unbalanced. It was really easy for me to do this because I had a lot of information and understanding about my body. I have been intuitively eating for the last 4 months again, lifting twice a month and have barely lost any muscle, as you can see here. Maybe that's a video on its own, like, hey, how to not lose muscle or something. Anyway, I like it as a skill for when you don't have the mental bandwidth to drive more intensely toward a physique goal, or when you're just cruising, or you have a ton of other stuff going on in your life right now, and you just can't focus that intently on your diet. But I have seen it become an excuse to fuck off on your diet with even the most seasoned professionals. These tips are simple, but not easy. Meaning these are easy to do as long as you remember or make a point to do them. As a disclaimer, if your only goal with your nutrition is to develop a better relationship with food, you can skip steps 4 and 5, though I would recommend coming back to them at a later date. First, before reaching for food, ask yourself, why am I about to eat? Are you hungry, depressed, bored, watching TV mindlessly and wanting something in your hand besides your phone? Connecting the dots of why you may be eating can help you recognize disordered eating patterns. 2, the second one, eating only whole foods and only having whole foods in your home. No one has ever overconsumed whole, complete foods that they prepared themselves. And I challenge anyone to prove me wrong. Think of it like this. If you get the urge to eat, instead of your brain saying, let's eat this bag of potato chips, which by the way is pretty much the same as eating 4 pounds of potatoes, which you would never be able to do if it wasn't covered in salt and fat, you're going to look through what you have at home or what you have meal prepped. And you'll eat that instead of something processed or packaged or hit in a drive-through. Third, pausing midway through your meal and asking, am I full? Our natural satiety signals have been overwritten with years of trash foods that the FDA has somehow approved for us, and we need to rewrite that mental coding around food, and it takes time. Fourth, you need to track every calorie that goes into your mouth for at least 3 months. You likely don't really understand food and the calories in it. To give a nerdy example, I love comic books and can tell you within roughly a 3-year margin of error what year a comic book was released just by seeing the cover. I can only do this due to years of handling and reading them. If you haven't weighed out pounds and pounds of foods, you will not be able to eyeball food and know how nourishing it is or how useful it will be toward attaining any body composition goals that you have set. But as a disclaimer, this part is only meant to be a learning phase so that you can have quantifiable metrics and experiences with food to hedge them against your intuition. Fifth, doing an elimination diet. This is the thing that my mom should have brought up.
Shame on you, Mom.
Not necessarily because it's like a fat loss diet, but because it's really, really good for giving you information about your body. But I digress. A fish does not know what water is, but if you pull it out of the water, it will immediately know. If you are having reactions to food, whether it is slight intolerances or full-blown autoimmune reactions, you will not know until you tease these foods out. I do have an elimination diet protocol that I do with all of my clients, so if that interests you, stick around to the end. I'll have an offer for how to set up a free consult with me. Sixth, you need to be following a consistent exercise program. At least 3 hours a week, ideally based around mobilizing tight muscles, strengthening weak muscles, and teaching your body the basics of primal pattern movement to bulletproof yourself against injuries. And seventh, pausing before your meal to consider the intention of the food in front of you. Is this a snack? Is this a meal? Does this food have a goal attached to it? And if so, is it conducive toward that? Do you have a goal, and does this food make sense for it? If there's enough interest in this, I'll write out a full guide with some videos, a shopping list, recipes, tools you can use. If you're vibing that, toss it in the comments. I'll work on it. If you're watching this right now on YouTube and there is a link up above my head, then I made one. So go check that out. Hey everybody, did you like that episode? You know you did, and you know you want to see some more, so oh my god, you should click that subscribe button and then share it to someone else who wants to hear it. And then go find me on Instagram or TikTok or whatever at AndrewPFM and hit me with some questions of your own. So we'll see you guys there. Later.